Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at guys who found out their partners were cheating. If you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe. Oh boy, watch how this dude shares his experience with a lady that tried to play him even when she had a boyfriend.
Damn near all day. So since I came over there all the way till I came over there like end of it was like 5 something. And later, like, what the fuck? We ain't got time for that shit, bro. I'm going to sleep. She started begging me, please, bro. Go hide in the bathroom. Hide? What you mean hide? Like hide? Bitch, I look like R. Kelly. Hide? What is wrong with you? I could just leave. She's like, no, because he gonna ask all these questions, blah, blah, blah. I said, fine, bro. And I was just like, shit, he gonna know anyway, so I'm finna leave this hoe. Just when I was finna leave that hoe, her cousin knocked on the door. So I'm like, all right. She was like, oh, you can leave now. I'm like, all right, bro, whatever. So I'm leaving. So she went, fuck. I'm like, bro, I ain't answering. Answer your door. I said, what? Whatever you do, don't answer your door. It's like, what the fuck, bitch? You said that like we in a scary movie or something. What my door for? It's like, oh, so he's coming down there. He's coming down there. He's gonna talk to you. I said, who? And she was like, it was like a long dramatic pause. I said, who coming to my? Cause I'm like, who coming to my? She was like, my boyfriend. I was like, your boyfriend? I was like, when you get a boyfriend? I thought you.
This bro just caught this girl with another man after he flew her out for vacation. This bro just gave the best advice to a few bros who got cheated on.
What should I do? Here's the thing. Anytime you have a problem with something, it is a reflection of something within you, okay? Like some insecurities, some like just underlying thing. And the problem here is you deep down know that you haven't smashed enough people. I've been in that situation before, okay? Believe it or not. I've been in a situation where I found out someone was sleeping with someone else and I've been like, dang. This sucks because I knew I didn't have enough going on at that point in time. Internally, I knew, but outwardly, I was just like, dang, is there something about her? Like, am I sad? But no, okay, because I've been in the exact same situation where I find out they're sleeping with someone else, but I'm like, wait a minute, I'm in the middle of a triple-double. I kind of just like don't care. And what's a triple-double for the uninitiated? That's 2 leaks a day for 3 days in a row. My advice to you, expand the roster, okay? Get on those dating apps, just bring them into your arsenal, start sleeping with a bunch of people. Honestly, you don't even have to sleep with a bunch of people. Just like one other person would really do the trick. Because then it's like, okay, here's this person right here. You're kind of not worried about what they're doing, right? Literally, the answer sometimes to things is just right in front of you, okay? You're upset that this thing happened. Do that exact same thing, okay? It's not even wrong. Like, it's just...
This is hilarious. This dude had a one-night stand with a girl, and now they ended up in court.
We didn't.
Okay, she says no.
She's lying. Yes, Your Honor.
She's lying, and you did.
Times.
Okay, several times. And
Several times.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
Your
lie.
Honor, if I can tell you.
What woman is gonna drive 5 hours?
No.
Well, no,
5 hours.
I assume
I'm
she
sorry.
expected it. That's exactly
Thank
what
you.
she expected.
Thank you.
But go ahead.
Your Honor, nothing other than some kissing happened for the simple fact that when he took his clothes off and sat on the motel sheets and there was poop stains everywhere, my stomach cringed. So I got myself an extra thing and put it on my side.
Disgusting.
And no, nothing else happened.
Okay. I asked.
This is crazy. This woman slept with over 15 men each day. Most of these women are for the streets, and this is the perfect reason why.
Different men or about 15 men a day sober. It's not okay. Like, it's 15 men a day. Like, sometimes sometimes it's used to be more than 15 men a day. So at the age of 16, I fell pregnant. And then I tried to contact home because like I left home for about 3 years without talking to anyone. So I tried to call home, call my granny because I knew her numbers by heart and my uncles. So I called her phone was going on, and I dropped the phone. I was scared to talk at that moment. And then she called back, and then suddenly I answered. I'm like, hey, it's me. I'm not okay. I just want to come back home, stuff like that. She's like, where have you been? We've been looking for you. You just disappeared. You're not saying anything. I'm like, it's a long story. I will tell when I reach home. They're like, come home, come back home. Then I didn't go back to Paris. I went back to Val, to Sebokeng, where my granny stays now. So when I reached by my granny, I was 3 months pregnant. So I started working, going to the clinic for antenatal and stuff like that. So from there, I stayed, because I was like 16 years old. I stayed, and my aunt was like, okay, when you're done giving birth, we'll take care of the child. You go back to school because you're still young. You can go back to school. I was like, oh, why not? But I don't know if I can say there was voices or a thing that was calling in the street. I didn't want to see myself sitting in the house. Like, I didn't want, So when I was 4 months pregnant, I remember it was December time. So, us in our culture, we have that thing that we do, like firecracks and stuff like that. So, but before that, because we had a dog in our yard, so I had to close the door, yes, in the house of it, and then do the firecracks and stuff like that. And then, so I remember that time after 12, after doing the firecracks and stuff like that, and I said to my grand, I'm going to open the dog now to come out. My grand was like, okay, cool. I jumped the fence. I ran after 12 midnight.
So on the 1st of January of the new year?
Of the new year of 2011.
Your decision was, I'm running up.
I'm just like, no, the street is calling, the boozing, alcohol. They took my phone. I'm like, nah, I'm leaving. I'll see myself, but wherever I want to come, I'm going. And it was raining heavy that day. It was heavy. It was raining, and I decided to jump the fence. Last time my granny saw me is the time I said I'm going to open the dog. That was the last time. I left. I arrived. There's a place called Chisanyama in Zone 14 because I was in Zone 13. Then in Zone 14, there's a place called Chisanyama. It's a club there and stuff like that. So when I arrived there was this guy outside in the chairs. Like, why are you standing here in the rain alone? And it's raining. Like, the guy's like, come in. Let's go to my place. Let me give you something to change and let's go to drink. Like, cool, why not? We went. The guy borrowed me his tracksuit. And then we went to the club, we drank. I went back, I slept with the guy. The following day gave me money. And then I went to Vreniging, back to the same place where I was prostituting myself. When I arrived there, my room was still secure and some of my stuff was still there. Are you not pregnant at this point? I'm still pregnant, like I'm 4 months pregnant. Yeah. Fine. It's January. On the Feb, on the 26th, I started having like pains in my tummy, but didn't understand what was going on. At that moment, people can't see that I'm pregnant because I was wearing things that are, So, yes. And I was drinking a lot, So, on the 26th of Feb, 2011, I started feeling pains in my tummy, but didn't understand what was going on at that moment. I continued sleeping around, drinking, all that things. And then after that, on the 28th, I had a client that booked me for a whole night. So we're in the hotel. In the morning when the pains were so severe that I couldn't walk. Like I didn't know what was going on, but I was in so much pain. The guy left, gave me the money. He left in the morning. I went to the bath. I soaked myself in that water, but this pain didn't want to be easy. I tried to walk. I think I was walking just like second and I stopped. And when I reached in the street, there was this guy passing. It's like, so what's going on? I'm like, I don't know what's going on. It's like, okay, can we call ambulance? I'm like, please. They tried to call the ambulance and we've waited and have waited. The ambulance didn't arrive at the moment. So next to that hotel where we was, there was Mediclinic just next day. So the guy took me to the Mediclinic. And then when I arrived there, they demanded such huge money. I'm like, nah, I don't have. But I have money on my back. I'm like, but I don't have such money. So I started bleeding. And then they gave me a purse to put in. And they're like, okay, let's call the ambulance. Then that time the ambulance arrived quickly. I went to hospital. When I arrived there, they examined me, and then they said I had miscarriage. So they started injecting something in my trip, and they're like, okay. And I waited for about 3 hours before this thing comes out, and it was so much pains there. So while I was there waiting, and after the baby came out and stuff like that, it was a baby boy. So they asked me if I want to take a body or if someone is coming to fetch me and stuff like that. That moment I'm thinking, I left home without them knowing where I am and stuff like that. And if I call them now telling them that are they gonna come, I'm like, I don't wanna go home. Let me just do this myself. Let me handle it myself. At that time they asked me how old I am. I said I'm 18. By that time I'm 16. So I signed a consent form that says they can burn the baby there. slept there for 3 days. Yes. So there's, they can burn them there. You sign the consent form, or if you want to bury the baby, you take the baby, and then, So after that, I stayed there for 3 days. They cleaned me and stuff like that, and I went back to the hotel. Continued doing, the same doctor was helping me. 2 weeks later, I met him in the same central hotel where we were prostituting. He recognized me. I didn't even recognize him. It's like, and then he started being my client. They became my regular. So, and then after that, I stayed, continued doing the same thing, and then I fell pregnant again with my second child.
After how long?
I think just maybe a year. Okay. Yes. And then after that, so at this time it was a bit different because the guy that I dated, he's the one that actually started, he was my client before we even like knowing who I was pregnant, stuff like that. He was my client, they became my regular, and then became my boyfriend. Then he made me stop doing prostitution. He was taking care of me, took me to his place, stuff like that. And then her mom realized that I was pregnant. I didn't know even I was pregnant. She asked me, like, how far are you? I was like, It's like, how far are you? I'm like, not pregnant. So the following day we did pregnancy test, and I found out I was pregnant.
Now you're 17.
Now I'm 17. So I tried to call home. My granny started insulting me, telling me, hey, don't want to hear anything about you. Hey, every time when you come back here, you bring pregnancy. Stuff like, all that things. And I was like, okay, it's okay. Then I stayed there at the boyfriend place. After a week, I think they called home. But this time was my aunt calling. She's like, hey, where are you? I'm like, I'm in Shakti. She's like, can you come tomorrow morning home? I'm like, yeah, why not? Then I went home. Then we stayed. Then I told them, okay, the father of the child is there. I'm staying with him right now. Stuff like that. They're like, okay, you can come back home. So they wrote, because Sipo was closer. So they wrote a letter that says the damage has been done, stuff like that. Then they went back to my place, and then things did the way their culture is doing things. So fine, I stayed home. I was doing good. Whereby I gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. After giving birth, I think when my daughter was a year, my aunt decided to let me go back to school. But I didn't want to go to uniform school. I felt like I'm old now for that, I'm like, I'm not going where to go, because I dropped school at grade 9. And imagine I have to go wear uniform at the age of, people who are 18 are doing matric already. So I have to, I'm like, nah. So they said, what do you want to do? I said, no, I can go to Abed school. So there's this old school they call, like, yes. I went there. I was doing well, man. I was doing well. The father of my child was there. Everything was going smooth and nice. So when my daughter was 9 months old, the dad disappeared. When the dad disappeared, I was shattered. Started drinking at school. Started lying, said I'm doing some project whereby we'll go around, drink, come back home late. I have to breastfeed. Everything was just too much for me. So I remember my aunt from Bloemfontein was there. So she had a little boy who was about 2 years older than my daughter. So I lied to my aunt that day. I was like, no, man, we have project at school and I have to go, this and this and this and this and this. We're writing about this. If I miss this out, my aunt was like, you know what? I'll take the kids to the mall. Just go and come back. Cool. I didn't come back. I went. I drank myself to death. I passed out wherever I was. And then after that, I woke up the following day and then it hit it. I left the child. I have to go back home and stuff like that. Then I had that gut, I went back. When I arrived there, my aunt, they were angry. They were very angry. So my aunt decided that time they go into Bloemfontein. She's taking my granny with. I have to sort my things out. So they left me with the child alone. Say this thing I'm running to, now you see what's happening. Same thing that my mom was doing to me. Now it's going to me, because it's a bloodline case. Now I'm the one that abandoning my child, not wanting to take responsibility, So fine. I stayed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, I took the child to crèche, went to school. Get drunk after school, went home, stole my granny's money, didn't fetch the child from crèche, went back to Central Hotel.
Watch how this lady advises her fellow ladies to stay away from friends that sleep with married men.
Important to understand that a woman that will knowingly sleep with a married man will eventually betray you too. Usually, women that sleep with married men knowingly actually have an issue where they see themselves as competition with the other woman. And you see this all the time, where the new supply or the friend that is sleeping with the married man, they actually form some type of sick competition with the wife. That maybe they call the wife, or they talk about the wife so bad, or they actually believe that the husband and wife will actually get a divorce. And sleeping with married men says a lot about a woman's character. Even if a married man comes onto you, let him go to hell by himself. You don't have to engage. There is absolutely nothing good that can come from a relationship built on lies, cheating, infidelity, and manipulation. So please understand that a friend like this is someone that you should not have in your circle.
Oh man, this bro's baby mama has been having fun behind his back.
He busy.
What do you mean he's busy?
He's busy.
Where's my son?
He's busy. I just told you he's busy.
Who is that?
His dad.
What do you mean his dad? Come here. Who are you?
I'm his dad.
What do you mean his dad? Hey, who's your dad?
It's cool.
What do you mean? Give me my son, bro. Give me my son. Give me my son. What are you doing?
This is wild. Watch how this bro shared how his one night stand went downhill and didn't go as planned.
I said, this ain't your picture.
No.
But he travelled like 2 hours. I've got to at least give him a cup of tea or something. You know what I mean? It says, it's a bit dark. It says, don't turn your light switch on. I said, don't put the torch on. It says, just keep the lights out. We're talking for a bit. And then I thought,
Maiden lamp.
And I'm trying to do it. And I just can't. He's like a clock. I says, I can't.
No. What does that even mean?
So he wanted me to face his toes and while he's face down, me lay on top and spin. Like a clock dial. That's what I said. I'm out. I went, I feel a bit uncomfortable. You need to leave.
Yeah.
I went, babe, he's just run out the flat with 2 bags of Pretty Little Thing parcels.
So I had a festival paid by PLT this weekend. He'd robbed the outfit. So I'm trying to call this money. So I'm calling him, not answering. He goes, I don't know what you're talking about. I goes, look, I've got you on candy camera. I says, I've got you. I'm going to call him. So he goes to me, he goes, because you inconvenience my don't me, I'm going to you over and inconvenience your ass. Play fetch, dog. Gets each item out the parcel, scatters it across where I live in the area. I had to go around with pictures.
Oh my God.
He sends me pictures with different places saying, guess where this one is? I had to dig into a bin for this fucking psychopath. Yes.
This bro is asking if it's okay to cheat on his girl if she's not acting right. What do you guys think?
Tell her about it and be like, hey, I had to step out for one night because you were just like disrespecting me for too long and I just couldn't take it. Do you think that would be all right?
So you're saying like he's just honestly, hey babe, I'm gonna go step out and go to a strip club and some.
No, but like not beforehand, but like afterhand.
Dude, I feel like most girls will not take that. Girls especially, they look at cheating as like the worst of the worst. Men, we can go ahead and we can still love our wife, our girlfriend and stuff like that. We're less emotional than women. Women have one person, a new person maybe, and then all their love just pours into that new person. They're not like us where they could just like go like, oh, I'm just gonna have with this person and not be split in my attention. What they don't understand is that we can do that even though they can't really do that. By the way, I'm not speaking like every single woman, by the way. I don't want women to go like, ooh, I'm a girl, I can do that. What are you talking about?
She ghosted her boyfriend because he didn't offer her a place to stay. Is she entitled or is she on the right track?
Before I get into this, I just want to say that me and my boyfriend, we have been together for a year. Well, almost a year, 11 months, a year on February 2nd, we will have been together, okay? My boyfriend is also 34, grown man. He also is a homeowner, has a pretty good job, and also has a business that he's starting. So let's start there, right? So recently, obviously, like you all have known, I have become unemployed. And I have not been able to find a job. I have put in like 30 applications a day. I've got nothing, like barely even an interview. I've gone on 2 interviews. So I've been literally struggling and I no longer have the funds to afford these bills. Okay. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna keep it together for this. I'm not gonna get stressed out. I no longer have the funds to afford these bills. It's something so crazy about having hundreds of thousands of dollars one day and then the next day having nothing. But that's what's going on right now. And so I am vulnerable with my man, and I go, hey, I'm gonna need to like stay with you for a little while I get myself together. Like, I don't have anything on the rent. And so I'm gonna need to move with you while I get myself together. Mind you, I said he has his own house, his own 3-bedroom apartment.
Oh boy, this lady's friend got upset that a guy she slept with ignored her at a party.
The one-night relationship theory. One of my best girlfriends and I were having lunch, and she was complaining to me about how this guy that she had hooked up with was super open and vulnerable with her when they were hooking up, but then she saw him at a party and he didn't even acknowledge her presence. And what she couldn't understand was, if he did want just something casual, why did he feel the need to share every intimate part of his life, trauma dump, seek counsel? And what my guy friend explained to me was the one-night relationship. Although this is a questionable statement, you know, guys are human beings too. They crave love, intimacy, connection. But when there's just so many options and they're still adventurous and looking to hook up and have fun, they're not going to commit to something full-time. But what they will do is act like they're in a relationship for a night. Hence the one-night relationship. During this night, they'll cuddle you, they'll trauma dump, they'll hold your hand, they'll tell you all their deepest, darkest secrets. And then the next day, they might not even say hello to you. And although it's up, men do this a lot. So unfortunately, ladies, if they're being intimate and vulnerable with you one night, that doesn't mean that they want a relationship with you for forever. Oftentimes, it's just because they have feelings too and they want to connect with a person, but not long term.
This is wild. Watch how they talk about people catching feelings after one-night stands.
Yeah.
What?
Oh God.
Oh my
That's
God.
like 100%.
Don't even live here. Like they leave.
What?
Like what is today? Sunday, like Monday morning, and they'll be like, so like, what are we?
After a one night.
I'm like, nothing. You're about to go back home. I'm about to drop you off back at your hotel and take your back home.
I don't know you.
At this point, what do these women really want? A lady asked why her boyfriend spends more time outside when he's alone than when he's with her.
Maybe is the short answer.
Pretty much she said, you know, when I'm out with the guys, I know that I'm going home alone, so I'd rather just stay out and be with them. But when I'm with you and after we get our social fill, you know, I'd rather go home and just be with you and just go to bed early. He does go to bed very early most nights, so that's why I always have a little like ding kind of go up when he's staying out late and I'm not there.
Sounds like you addressed it in a very productive way. You didn't immediately accuse him of anything wrong. You put it on you and your feelings, and then you asked him for an explanation. His answer made sense. You're with him, and it's a night where you guys are going to spend the night together. It makes sense where it's like, let's just go home and spend time together. It also makes sense that when he's out with the boys, he wants to like enjoy that quality time, and you have to strike that balance between recognizing that despite how much you love him and how much he loves you and you feel that love, anything's possible. And that's not to say that you should walk around constantly paranoid and worried that your partner is going to cheat on you. You recognize a feeling, so you talk to your partner. That's what it's all about.
Oh man, this is another story of how a one-night stand went downhill.
Day knowing you that man and they've spanked you and called you GK instead of Grace, and you have to face them. I've made that specific. But I can really only imagine what that feels like because you're in a professional setting. At least at uni, it's like, yeah, fucking you're like hilarious, and then you forget about it in a week. At work, that doesn't run. And you've got a lot of different age ranges there. And it's all a little bit weird, which is the only thing I can say. But I hope you all had amazing Christmas parties. Actually, maybe on one episode, I'll ask what you've done at your Christmas parties that you're really ashamed of, and I'll make you feel worse about it so I feel better about my life. Because I went to my management Christmas party and lasted 20 minutes because it was fucking freezing in there. My nipples were so hard. And if you've got them pierced, you know that's just horrible.
Uh-oh, seems like things took a dramatic turn really fast here.
Bar. Okay. And a couple of days later, she discovers this sore/growth in her mouth. Growth.
In the mouth.
Growth.
Something growing.
Something growing in her mouth.
I'm just trying to get the image in my head.
Just a visual.
Yeah, just visualize it. Yeah.
So she goes to her friends and they're like, oh, maybe it can be an STD. You should go to the doctor.
Okay.
So she goes to the doctor and the doctor says that the diagnosis was a sore generated by eating decaying flesh. So in summary, she has kissed someone that is a potential necrophiliac. and has caught the germs from a corpse.
And now that corpse is growing in your mouth.
The possible worst sloppy seconds we could imagine.
Disgusting. What do you do?
What do you do? What do you actually do?
Not even mouthwash. I'll tell doctor, please take my mouth off. I don't want my mouth. I don't want my mouth no more. Take it off.
Welcome to our Halloween SX.
Literally, I don't want it. That's scary.
Innit?
Where did you find the guy?
I don't know. I'd never want to see him again.
No.
That's dark. That's horrible.
This lady got pregnant from a one-night stand and now she doesn't know what to do.
Planning this came from a casual relationship.
Oh, friends with benefits.
My partner's reaction was shock and worry. How do we navigate this unexpected turn? There's never a perfect time to have a baby. I don't care if you've been married for 25 years. I don't care if you're financially stable. There's always going to be something that makes you feel uncomfortable about it, that it's a scary big thing.
Yeah.
There's never a perfect time.
You're too old or you're too young.
Yeah.
Or like, what is the perfect age?
There's no
what is the perfect finances? What is the perfect? There's no blueprint for that. It's just your decision.
Exactly.
Not decision in this case.
Yeah, so.
This is hilarious. This bro just made it clear that he wasn't going to be a simp.
That tonight.
This is our first date.
It'll be separate.
She slept with 22 men in a day. She's definitely for the streets.
22. That was at spring break. Wow. That was a sore night, to be honest.
That's
Yeah.
exhausting. So can you talk us through that? Like, what happened? How was that set up?
Yeah, so I basically shared my hotel room online.
Yeah.
So I was like, look, this is the room I'm staying in. Like, just come and queue up. And I'll see as many of you as possible, like, whilst I'm here. Because when I went to spring break, loads of guys was like, oh, I've messaged you to film with you. And I couldn't get through, like, all of the messages. Like, and I've said before, like, I've only got so many holes and so much time. Like, I physically could not film with everyone I wanted to. So on the last night, I was like, right, I'll just let them queue up. I'll just go one after the other.
Yeah.
And that's basically what I did.
And so how long from start to finish did that all take?
So I think I put the post at about 6 p.m. their time. And, like, we finished, it must be like 4 or 5 a.m.
What? That's insane.
And it was so funny because, like, during the videos you hear people knocking on the door, like you hear like other groups of lads outside
waiting.
Yeah.
Was there like a queue outside the hotel?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, watch out. This lady shares her wild experience with a stranger.
This happened in The Matrix. I never had a one-night stand in the sense where I slept with somebody who I met that day and never spoke to them again. That's just never been my cup of tea. Every time I sleep with a man, I'm like, surely he wants to date me, and something comes out of it. I'm also just not the type to sleep with somebody the first time I meet them. I need to have some sort of emotional connection. That's hard to do with somebody that you just meet. One morning I go to the gym, I'm waiting at the elevator, and this group of guys are behind me and they start asking me if there's like a pool upstairs. So clearly they were visiting. There's 3 of them. They're cute guys. They're asking me about restaurants and they're telling me their plans for that evening. And I was like, oh my God, I love that place. And they were like, okay, great. Like, come with us. Even though I just met them, I had seen one of them before. I was like, okay, YOLO, why not? I haven't really done anything fun and spontaneous in a while. My girlfriend couldn't make it, so it's just me. They were really, really fun. We actually all got along really well. After dinner, we go back to their place that they're staying at. They're going to space, and that's just not my vibe. So I was like, oh, I'll just hang out with you guys while you pregame, and then when you leave, I'm gonna head back home. There's one guy who's noticeably interested in me. Like, he's the one who's like taking the lead with me, sitting next to me at dinner, all the stuff. He was the one that I initially was like, oh, he's cute, but as the night progresses, I'm like, wait, the other one's cute. I was just flirting with everybody. The guy who was initially really trying with me ends up going to space, and everybody else does except for the other guy who I was interested in. So when everybody left, it was just us 2 in the place. I will say I wasn't even sure if this man was on my team, if you know what I mean. Like, I wasn't sure. I was about to leave, but me and him just start talking. We have a great conversation. We end up talking for about an hour. He was like, I'm gonna change. Do you want some sweats? Nice touch on his part. I pick a show. I will say it was me who picked the show, but the new Love on the Spectrum had just come out. I fully was not expecting to sleep with this man. We end up watching, I want to say, like 3 or 4 episodes of Love on the Spectrum. Before I know it, we're hooking up. I just have this vivid memory of me on the couch. I'm getting, I look at the TV screen, it's Love on the Spectrum, and they're like being all sweet and It's the last thing I expected to be doing on this night. It was all just a massive plot twist because the one who I thought, like, if anything I would sleep with, it ended up being a completely different man. The show on in the background is just, like, insane. In my head, I'm cracking up. I'm trying not to, like, ruin the moment or ruin the mood, but I'm like, this was not on my bingo card tonight or ever. And we never talked again. And I was like, you know what? That's fine. My feelings weren't hurt. I always thought that, like, after a one night stand, I would just feel horrible about myself. I actually felt really good and empowered. I had been getting over a man at this point too. And that was the nail in the coffin, I think. That's what helped me because, like, I hadn't slept with somebody for so long. There's other people out there that just kind of, like, solidified things for me, and it really helped me mentally get over my attachment to this guy. It was, like, the one last thing to get over this guy. So I'm forever thankful for Love on the Spectrum, man. It's actually a night that I look back on fondly.
This woman just gave her opinion on women that sleep with married men.
Men that they know are married. Of course, they are manipulated. That's how it starts out. These guys, that's what they do. They obviously don't have a shred of self-esteem or self-respect. Otherwise, they would not be going around acting in this manner. Cheaters cheat. It is what they do. If it's not going to be you, it is going to be someone else. If it's going to be you, where there is one, there is more. You will not be the only one. He will say to you, oh, my marriage is basically over. I'm just in it for the kids. My wife is evil. She's an effing. We don't sleep together. I sleep on the couch. Well, if she's such a monster, why is he still there? And if he sleeps on the couch, then how did she wind up pregnant? Okay, so you have to ask yourself, why are you involved with a married man? Is it the competition because it makes you feel like you're winning something? Have they manipulated you that far? Or are you believing the lies? Because all that you're being told are lies. Okay, this person, they can't even stay faithful to the person that they swore to stay faithful to. So how do you think that you're going to be the one to change this behavior in this individual? See, because this is what happens. If someone cheats with you, they cheat on you. Okay? These kinds of individuals, they always need supply. They need something to fill them up. They need something to make them feel good. They need to feel excited. They don't want what's back at the house. Okay? They've got that. They want the thrill of the hunt. That's you. Okay? So think about that when somebody slides into your DMs. Think about the family that's on the other side. Think of this person, this guy who thinks so little of you that he's lying to you and he's expecting you to believe his lies. That's how much he thinks of you. So if you are tempted to have an affair with a married person, please save this video. Think about it. Because if they don't have any self-respect for themselves, or their wives, or their children, they certainly don't have any respect for themselves, and they certainly as hell are never going to respect you. You're just filling a spot.
She slept with a guy who had a girlfriend.
Has a girlfriend? So, I met this guy about 3 years ago at a campsite. We started flirting and hooked up, and I really liked him, but we lived 5 hours apart, so nothing ever really happened. 1 year later, we met again, but I had a boyfriend at that time, so I didn't really want to ruin the relationship that I was in. So, we hung out just as friends. And last year, we met again, and hooked up at a restroom. From that, we ended up sleeping together as well. We talked almost every day since that, and when we met this year, we slept together one more time. And obviously, I told my friend about it. But then she started yelling at me, because he had a girlfriend, and it was her best friend. And they were together last year, when we hooked up. I obviously had no idea that he had a girlfriend at all. So, am I that for sleeping with him? And do I tell his girlfriend about what happened? You guys can always submit stories on my Instagram DM. Thank you.
A bro just shared his crazy relationship experience.
Years before we met, she also slept with his brother. I'm crazy for staying, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
She for everybody.
Yes.
She for everybody. Yes.
That doesn't make her for everybody.
Yep.
Don't
everybody.
shame her just because she made a choice as a liberated
free and expressive woman.
Well, then
she slept with who she wanted to sleep with.
You know what? He just better get ready. She's for everybody.
You're giving real pick-me behavior right now.
Whatever.
She's not for everybody. She's just not for you.
Watch how this lady gives tips on how to have a casual relationship.
How to have a one-night stand. I know what you're thinking. This is a pretty straightforward topic, right? But there's actually a lot more to it than you might think. So if you're looking to improve your chances of getting lucky, stick around and I'll share some of my best tips. This is probably one of the most important. If you don't believe in yourself, no one will. So make sure that you walk into every situation with confidence. Stand up straight, make eye contact, and smile. If you project an air of confidence, women will be more likely to be attracted to you. Be yourself. Don't try to be someone you're not. Women can see through it. Just be yourself and let your personality shine. If you're funny, smart, passionate, just be those things. The more genuine you are, the more likely she is to be interested in you. Always be respectful of women. Don't be pushy or aggressive. If she's not interested, just don't take it personally. Move on and don't be a jerk about it. Women love to talk, so make sure that you're a good listener. Pay attention to what she's saying and ask follow-up questions. This shows that you're interested in what she's actually saying. Don't be afraid to have fun and be playful. Flirt, make her laugh, and tease her a little bit. This will create a relaxed and fun atmosphere. When you approach a woman, be confident. Don't be afraid to just make the first move. Walk up to her, introduce yourself, and start a conversation. The worst that can happen is that she says no. But if you don't even try, you'll never know. Not every woman is going to be interested in you. So don't take it personally if she says no. Smile and say, no problem, and move on. If you're hitting it off with a woman, don't be afraid to ask for her number. This is your chance to get in touch with her later and maybe set up a date. Don't expect to have a one-night stand with every woman you meet. It takes time and effort to build a relationship, so be patient and don't get discouraged if you don't have success right away. Most importantly, have fun. If you're not enjoying yourself, she's not going to either. So relax, be yourself, and be loose. The more fun you have, the more likely you are to succeed. Are you tired of navigating the complexities of dating on your own? Get more hot matches and dates on dating profiles with a little help from datingprofilewriters.com. I hope that these help you on your quest towards a one-night stand. And most importantly, have fun. Thanks for watching.
This bro is very right. Listen to him.
If your girl and you break up and she goes and sleeps with another guy, never take her back. Ever.
You can't.
Ever. Yeah? And this guy here right next to me gave me the worst example in the world of why I would never do it.
Oh, yeah.
He gave me the worst example. He said, imagine, imagine
the
visual of what he was doing to your gal. I said, what? I've never actually thought like that.
Oh boy, what do you guys think about this?
He had a girlfriend. Tell the girlfriend or take it to the grave. What would Jazzy do? Take that to the grave, baby girl. I don't think I would tell the girlfriend. I would literally cut off all ties with the dude. And I've just had so many experiences or know so many people that have told the girlfriend and the girlfriend doesn't do anything. And then they're just stuck in this relationship with this person. And now they're hurt. And yes, do I think the girlfriend deserves to know? Yeah, but he should be the one to tell her. I don't think that you should get involved. I don't see you in the wrong if you absolutely didn't know. Like, if you didn't know he had a girlfriend and you slept with him and it was like a one-night stand and then you found out he has a girlfriend, like, you're not the bad person here. He is. But if you knew ahead of time, then yeah, that kind of makes you a bad person. But, well, not a bad person. It just, that's okay? But if you didn't know and then you find out later on, just let it go. Just don't entertain that dude anymore because now you know he's a dude. But personally, I wouldn't just like reach out to the girlfriend and be like, hey man, I slept with your boyfriend. Because I don't know. And I know everyone has different scenarios. As I'm saying, everyone would do things differently. But you guys are asking me what I would do. And that's what I would do.
This lady was ready to date this bro even though she had a boyfriend.
Sensational.
Am I your side?
Oh, yes, Daddy.
Well, I have a boyfriend, so I can't really be saying that.
But wait, there's more. It's faster, faster.
Can I answer them?
Yeah,
yes.
No. Emotions are temporary. When you sad, you might need a person to talk to. So let me go ahead and get your contact.
That's all for today's episode, guys. Thanks for watching, and please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. See you on the next one. Peace out.